no red lines when it comes to regime's response, and they are now telling Israel to prepare for what is coming. In the wake of that, you can see this volatility, this current tension spreading to Bahrain as well.
Absolutely, and it's home to the headquarters of the US Naval Forces Central Command and the US Fifth Fleet. So you had Iran saying a while ago that anything in the region that belongs to US and Israel is now going to be a legitimate target. It's going to be fair game, and now multiple explosions being reported from across Bahrain. And I believe Anjana Shankar, journalist joining us live from Abu Dhabi. And there as well, Anjana, you are hearing the sirens go off?
Hi, I am based in Abu Dhabi, and I cannot confirm anything without there is any official word on what is happening. But it is true. I was just standing close to my balcony and I suddenly heard there was like a few big bangs, and I could feel it on my glass window, and a few people did send me some videos saying, you know, they did feel something, but we don't know exactly. The only confirmation that we now know is that there were blasts heard in Bahrain, where there is the US Fifth Fleet and their headquarters is there. And you know, if we go back to what Iran has been consistently saying during this weeks of diplomacy, that if there is a confrontation, they will strike, and they will not spare the US bases in the Gulf countries, that it will be a legitimate target. So I think we have to wait and see whether that is exactly what we are seeing now, that they are targeting the US bases in the region. The whole region is on edge, and as you know, in West Asia, there are millions of Indian expatriates living there. Any kind of escalation that happens in this region will have a direct impact on millions of Indians and their families.
Indeed, and that's a very important aspect that I want to bring out as well, because, you know, when you talk about this entire region, there's a very large presence of the Indian community. When it comes to Iran, there has been an advisory that has been issued. The government has also started those helpline numbers where people can call and expect some help to come in. But Anjana, walk us through what is it that the entire region stands to get impacted from the Indian community point of view. In Abu Dhabi also there's a very large Indian community, likewise also in Iran, in Iraq, parts of it in Lebanon as well. So the entire region actually houses a very large number of Indians.
Yeah, that is the point I'm making. But before that, I just want to point out, in case if you haven't seen it, there is a warning issued by the US mission to UAE. It's a security alert asking the US embassy officials and also the US citizens that they recommend all Americans in the UAE to do the same, that is to shelter in place. So we have to put that in context. I don't know when was the last time that the US mission in UAE has sent an alert like that, which is a clear indication that there is an escalation and the region is on edge. Coming back to the question of Indian expatriates, we have seen that anytime there is some kind of conflict or an escalation in the region, whether it is in Israel, whether it is in Iraq, whether it is in Yemen, there are Indian expatriates, and we have a lot of investment interests here, the families, people-to-people connection. It's not like we can quickly airlift a few thousand people the way we have done it in other conflicts, but we are talking about hundreds and thousands of people, like millions, more than 3 million Indians in the UAE itself, big business houses, corporates. So we have a skin in the game when it comes to any kind of escalation in the region. So definitely the whole situation is, it has driven a lot of people to anxiety, and I'm already getting messages from Indian expatriates asking what is the situation, whether they should think about taking some concrete action to get out.
Bahrain, just a couple of updates from open source intelligence and what is being reported by the respective media in Israel and Iran. Smoke apparently was seen rising from Bahrain's Juffair area, which houses the US naval support activity and the main US base, the main US Navy base in the Persian Gulf. So exactly like was being anticipated earlier, that you have the US naval base there, and at least right now, that picture that you're seeing, smoke seen rising there from that Juffair area, which is what is being reported right now by the media in Israel and Iran.
It's the permanent host of the US Navy's Fifth Fleet. And you know, Anjana, even in the UAE, there is a small, but there is a direct military presence of US there as well. There is the Al Dhafra Air Base, if I may remember correctly. So that, of course, there is a direct US military asset and base in UAE as well, which is why, of course, there are now concerns mounting exactly where you are.
That is right. And, I just mentioned about the US Embassy's alert. And now what is coming in is there is a statement from the UAE Ministry of Interior, which says, in the light of regional developments, the Ministry of Interior affirms the adoption of all precautionary measures to ensure the security and safety of all. So this is a message from the ministry. We don't have any confirmation on what exactly happened, as you said, because this is very much in the heart of this conflict, this region, but I think we are looking at a serious escalation, and the local authorities are asking people to take precautions.
Indeed. So yes, there are loud explosions that have been heard in Bahrain. And you know, Anjana, one thing I want to ask you is that it's